Hey, it's time for another Stebens Children's Theater production. We got the director right here, Tom Balmer, joining us here today. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. How you guys doing? Is it
Good.
morning?
We wanted to get warmer, but we're kind of hanging in there. A lot
Yeah.
of wind today again, and you got through the storm okay the other night?
Well, we did, and then this morning my painter came in, and she told me that our uh, dumpster had almost hit her car. The wind had picked up the dumpster and rolled it across the parking lot, and
Wow.
almost hit her car. She had to jump out of the car, push the dumpster back into the building.
We're
So
just, yeah, we're so grateful that nobody got hurt out of this because, I mean, the devastation around town, unbelievable. All the uprooted trees, you
yep.
know. I don't know how anybody else could. Did they even officially, Jay, call it a tornado?
Yeah, there was something
Oh,
about an EF1 is what I saw or read earlier.
all
A
right.
small tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that Stebens is well intact, and you guys are getting ready for another production. Sounds like a fun one. I hear it's Grease.
Right, right. We're doing the family friendly version of Greece. And so
Family.
we are able to invite all our young people to come see it. It's uh, just a very fun version. Uh, and I got a lot of talent on stage. I'll just say that.
Now you said when you think Grease, you're thinking like John Travolta, grown-ups, kids in high school. Is that kind of who you have for a cast this time around, or is it
Well,
adults?
we don't have Mr. Travolta decided not to do this one. And
Ah,
so we cast our own students.
Right.
And I'll just say this, Jay, the difference between having a bunch of high school students do Grease and a bunch of 30-year-olds do Grease is a huge one. And when you look at the movie, it seems very cute for an adult, but it does have some wackiness in it that you might not want your young person to see, you know. And
right.
and this is more family friendly. So.
So,
Okay.
it's a different script. I mean, has it been kind of adapted to what? I mean, did you kind of rework it,
No,
or
we didn't have to. They just gave us the family friendly version, and they've
okay,
reworked it. And you know, uh, high schools and youth theaters across the country want to do the production, and
Awesome.
they just don't want they don't want Danny kind of taking advantage of Sandy in the drive-in, and they don't want
Right.
they don't want a big pregnancy to be a part of the plot thing, and so it just sort of uh, makes it a little more friendly for
do
folks.
you let the kids watch the original, or just
Oh, totally. The kids love the original. It's not the high school kids who I'm worried about. It's the parents of elementary school students who
sure
I want them to feel comfortable in the theater. So
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
singing and dancing going on in this one? Then, just like
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
It's like it's a dance
yeah.
fiesta. And I have four choreographers, all students, and they all did a great job. The students were so committed and so interested in doing a good job on this that they were willing to put up with no end of amateur shenanigan choreography. And then it turned out just great. One great song after another, done really well. The kids are great dancers, and they listen to their peers. I was so It was so fun. At one point, we were doing the dance at the high school hop, and Janae Hansen uh, turned to her choreographer at the end of 2 hours of grueling choreography, and she said, "Thank you so much for this great dance." And
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" If it were me choreographing, they would have said, "Tom, we got to get out of here. We're tired. We're beat." Instead, she just turned around and very graciously said to her student choreographer, "Thank you so much for that great choreography." And I'm like, "Oh my
That's
gosh,
awesome.
I got a cast and a half here."
I bet you do.
How many people does it take to put on a play like this?
There's about 22 people in the play, and then there's another 10 people, running the spots and the lights and the props and everything else,
Sure.
and the stage management. And
How
and
about
uh,
drop?
because it's Greece, all my best singers and dancers and oldest students wanted to be in it, and so I've got a really great cast. And I've got because we're in Mason City, and a lot of my students go to Mason City High School. They get a lot of vocal training, and so I really have some first-rate singers at Stebens, and it's mostly because of the high school program and how advanced it is and how well they do. And I've got Rachel Everest as my musical director, and she's wonderful and just brings it out. She said to me last night, "Well, I've got some notes for the students, but I'll just catch them in school and work with them privately." And this is the day before we open, and she's still working on them and still making them great. And so that's just part of the magic of Stebens and Mason City.
We're talking with Tom Balmer, Stebens Children's Theater, brought to you by on the Fox 411 and Kiss Country Neighborhood News with CG Public Health. That's cgpublichealth.com or cghealth.com, rather. Tom, how about dropping some notable names in the cast?
McKenna Hansen is playing Sandy. Jack Siglin is playing Danny. Janae Everest is playing Rizzo. Ellie Scholes from Newman is doing Marty. Jackson Everest is in it also. He sings Roger, and I'm not thinking. Grant Bowles is playing Duty. He sings several solos and does well. It's really a first-rate cast.
Well, like you said, a lot of them are excited about it because a lot of them grew up watching it.
Yeah.
And so do they do some of the quirky things or really get into the character when they're doing it?
Yeah.
Jay, they are so into it. They were so we're doing a Grease Lightning. Grant Lee is playing Kaniki, who solos for the song, and he is a huge guy, and somehow he learned how to dance really well. And this guy is he looks like he's a football player,
Yeah.
And but he dances so well. And then the rest of them are behind him, just doing, keeping up with him. But he's just, I don't know. It's hard to say too much about these guys. I know I sound like just a bragging, guy, but I'm just so proud of the kids and they're doing so well.
Right. We got some more information, of course, on the website, and also you can call for tickets. That is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. For those of you listening to this in podcast form, it's 641-424-9802. I hope that's all correct, Tom, to get tickets.
Yeah, everything's right.
All right, super. So I don't know when you're listening to this or watching this, but production, actually the play production of Grease starts on April 14th, which when we're recording this, it's on April 14th, so it's tonight. And how long does it run, Tom?
Through the 24th, and this weekend is already sold out. And so if people are interested in getting tickets, they need to call today or Monday and or Friday. I'm sorry, today, Friday or Monday, and be sure and get their tickets because we're going to probably sell out the run.
So how long is the total production?
Yeah,
about 2 hours.
It starts at 7:00 most nights, and you're home by 9:00.
Okay.
And we're going to the 24th.
All right.
We're skipping Easter and that Monday, but almost every other day we have a production performance. We have 8 performances.
Well,
great.
Yeah. You do an awesome job, Tom, directing.
Yes.
And, you got some great helpers that are helping you along with, like you mentioned, the choreographers. This is when it gets fun. When you got the kids pretty excited about something, it's hard to believe that, we grew up with this. We grew up with Grease, as kids ourselves. I was in, let's see, when Grease came out, it was 76, 70. I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be Danny LaRusso. I wanted the slick hair and the guy with the girls.
Yeah.
I just wanted all that hair.
Right? Yeah.
You can picture, I'm sure when you do a production like this, your audience is just singing along, aren't they?
Yeah. It's true. They will be.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tom, thank you so much for joining us here, and great production as well. I don't know how many you're looking at this year, but we'll hear from you again, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
You bet
You
you.
bet. Thank you.
Greece at the Children's Stebens Theater. StebensCT.com is the website. Call for tickets at 641-424-9802. This has been the Fox 411 and Kiss Country Neighborhood News, brought to you by the folks at CG Public Health, located out at the Plaza West Shopping Center, or cghealth.com.